And salutations, everyone. If you are, let me make sure my mic is up. All right, if you're joining me from YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, or Skool, Skool is the better choice because it gives you full access to the tools that I'm going to be talking about tonight, and it's going to give you some things that will actually get you started so you can have an amazing Monday. Okay, how many times have you guys said, "I'll start Monday"? Have you ever said it? Exactly. You guys are going crazy here. So yes. This what I'm going to teach you tonight will get you from "I'll start Monday" to actually starting Monday, and then get excited about every Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. No matter what day it is of the week, you'll actually be excited. Okay. So greetings and salutations. Congratulations for being here. Um, Again, chances are you've tried it all, whether it's meal plans, whether it's tracking apps, whether it's, your cousin's detox that they swore by. You've probably tried it all. And still you find yourself circling back to the same mountain of cravings and guilt. And I'll start again Monday, right? Excuse me. All right, but this time you're here and we're going to do it differently, okay? So, what is my plate or my program about? My program is not a diet, number one. It's not a DIE-IT. It is definitely not that. My program is about a breakup, which is a mindset first, culture conscious, soul level separation from the bad habits to your beliefs and your emotional cycles that are keeping you stuck in the same toxic relationship with food. Okay? So, yes, I called it bad on purpose. There we go. Sorry, you guys, I just got through eating and I was caught myself eating trying to fast because I'm trying to get on here on time with you guys with the live. So anyway, all right, so I called your relationship bad with food on purpose because some language just matters, right? Language matters, right? So sometimes we need bold, no nonsense, cut through words, cut through the fog. This ain't working, okay? So bad here doesn't mean that you're bad. Bad just means that the relationship that you're in with food is no longer serving you. It's not in the direction that you're becoming, okay? So we've normalized the struggle just way too long. We're done with that. We confuse struggle with strength. We're done with that because real strength is knowing when to walk away from what drains you. Real strength is knowing when to walk away from what drains you. So I actually talk about these things with your relationship with food and also your relationship with humans. There's a lot of similarity, okay? So I want you guys to say right now, I am breaking up with bad. Yes, say it out loud because the brain needs to hear that. The brain needs to hear that. How many times do you walk around thinking thoughts in your head that don't serve you? So now this is the opportunity for you to say out loud, I'm breaking up with bad because I choose to love myself better. That's my sentence. What is your sentence? What is your sentence that you need to say out loud so your body and your brain can actually hear you? Okay? All right, so just to make sure that we're grounded and all in the same place, how many of us have already noticed that we eat or what we eat plays a huge role into how we feel, how we move, how we show up day to day? Tomorrow is Monday and you might be dreading it already. So a lot of times we eat emotionally because of how we're feeling. Okay? So here's what to expect on this journey. My program is a 13-week step-by-step program. And so what you're going to be doing is stepping into transformation that will shift not just your mindset, but it's going to shift your entire way of living. So I'm going to guide you through a practical, powerful framework that one helps you rewire your brain. Yes, literally. It's going to help you reclaim your health without any shame, because that's not what we do here. And it's going to help you realign your food choices with who you really are, and not just who you're programmed to be, because a lot of us went to school, and the way that the school system is designed is basically programming our minds to fit a particular way. All right. So this is not what this is. Okay. This helps you actually realize who you're actually becoming, because again, food has a lot to do with how everything else around us is going. So we're not just going to clean up your plate, we're going to clear out the mental junk drawer. So this journey is going to ask you to look a lot deeper than you thought. It's going to ask you to reflect. It's going to ask you to learn to unlearn. And remember, this version of you that existed before the marketing, before the trauma, before the tradition told you who to be and what to eat, we're going to unwire all of that here, okay? So if you're joining me from my other social media, from YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, you guys need to join me inside of my school. It's a 7-day free trial. And that way you get all of the tools that I'm talking to you about tonight. You can have that and look at it and digest it, so you can actually do the work, because I can't do the work for you. You're going to actually have to do the work. Okay. So this program is not just about food at all. Food is just the symptom. Food is just the symptom, the surface. What is the real issue? I'm so glad you asked. The real issue is the programming behind the plate. So we eat the way we do because of our upbringing or our culture, the emotional pain that we've been taught to soothe with sugar. We eat the way that we do because of our beliefs that we carry about what it means to be busy, broken, or strong. So I want you guys to know right now, you're not lazy. You're not weak. You're not any of these negative things. You've just been running on an old signal. So this program and the playbook that it comes with will help you change the channel. Okay, we're just watching a whole new channel. So let's talk about why willpower is not enough. Okay, release that guilt right now. Willpower, not enough. Willpower and even motivation may get you started, which is okay, but they fade. They fade. And I'm sure you guys already know this, okay? So the reason why we go deeper is because we have to work on the mindset. We have to work on our emotions. We have to work on our identity, so our brain can naturally wire itself through what is called neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity, I'm sorry. Okay? And that just means that your brain is able to be changed. Okay? So whatever your thoughts are today, it can be totally different tomorrow. And once your mindset shifts, your habits are going to follow. Okay? So maybe you've done other programs where you've done it all wrong. You have looked at only the behavior, like you're going to look at Sundays as your meal prep days, but that's going to fade if this hasn't changed. Because a lot of times when you're doing meal prep, you may be standing at your kitchen counter and actually hating what you're doing. I can't wait for this. I hate this. This kale don't taste good. Da 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 da. Right? You're deepening the groove that you're hating this even more. So how long do you think it's gonna last? Not long at all. Okay. So what makes this program different? This program was written and created by someone who gets it. I was on that emotional cycle, up and down relationships, job struggles, the up and down from my PhD program, all the stress of it all. So it was written by someone who gets it, okay? But also I want you guys to know, of course, this is all backed by research. So I didn't make all of this up. I created it in a way that's adaptable and understandable and applicable, like practical as well. However, the basics of this is just research. I just pulled it out of the boring black and white articles that no one reads. not, well, I'll say the average person doesn't read, and I put it into action. Okay. So this is research that has been tried and true. Okay. So just to let you guys know, I've cried in the mirror. I've carried the weight physically and emotionally. And that ain't because I lack discipline. It's not because any of those things. It's because of the unique challenges that real everyday people face. So our food habits are shaped by our culture, our history, and survival. And that's what we're doing differently. Again, mindset first, food is second. We don't even talk about food for quite a while in the program. So we're not here to demonize anybody's food choices, whether you're vegan or sad diet eaters or meat eaters or whatever, because there's some unhealthy vegan people. So though I choose to be plant-based for myself, there's a lot of clients that I have that actually does not work for them because they actually, their bodies physically reject not being able to eat. It's something in the meat. I'm not sure exactly what it is. But their body, they're gonna die if they don't have it. Okay. So I'm not here to twist anybody to being vegan or anything like that. I'm just here to remix, some of your thoughts with intention. Okay. So before the food changes, the thinking must change. But first, let's talk about your game plan. You got to have a plan. You can't just wait till Monday and be like, oh, okay, we're magically going to shift. No, you got to have a plan. So let's work on that right now. All right. You'll notice that through this training, I'll often use metaphors behind sports and athletics because it's in my DNA. I played basketball in college. And as a former D1 athlete, I learned early on that talent ain't enough. Talent is not enough. The greats don't show up on game day and expect to be great. No, we practice. And during the practice or before the practice, we actually visualize the win. Those were even better athletes. We visualize what we wanted. Okay? So in the real world for you, that's called meditation. That's called prayer. That's called journaling. Okay? So we're going to go through these step by step. Okay? Because when you do those things, that is the repeating actions that will get you to your health goals and actually make it stick. Whatever your goals are right now, you've practiced them, whether you know it or not. So now, since you're here, I'm assuming that's not working for you. So we're going to practice something else that'll lead you to your actual goals to help make it stick. Okay? So, tool number one. You guys ready? You guys know when you come to my lives, bring a pen and pad if you're not in my school, because I actually have it typed up and written out for you. So join my school if you want to have all these notes. But grab a pen and pad if you're not in my school right now. And so tool number one is journaling. Okay, journaling is your game tape. Journaling is a very powerful tool for self-reflection and transformation. And personally, I didn't enjoy journaling at first. I heard about it so many times and I was like, that doesn't work. That's just a waste of time. I'd rather be doing something else. Like let me do something else that get me closer to my goals. But I had the wrong mindset with it. So I had to start journaling because I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. Anybody sick and tired of being sick and tired? Anybody? Right. Okay. So if what you're currently doing is not working, do something that you haven't done before. And I'm telling you, journaling is number one. Some of the things, you may not be sure what to journal. So here's some prompts for you. And again, I lay these out in my school. Prompt number one, what did you notice today? You want to write this out. What did I notice today? What did I feel today? What would I do differently next time? Those are 3 easy journal prompts for you to get started with your journaling. And just let it flow. Once you start writing, let it flow. Don't worry about how it sounds. Don't worry about grammar. Don't worry about any of those things. The academic stuff, just it goes out the window when it's your personal journey. So just write. And then once you are done writing and you can't write anymore, then go back and read it. Okay? Then do that later. All right. Your squad, which again, shout out to the Skool squad. You guys are each other's support system. Okay? You're not alone in this. Your squad is your accountability circle, your motivation, your support system. Engage and share and learn from each other. This is not about it being my page. No, it's just a group that I got started, but it belongs to you guys because growth happens in community. Even the best of the introverts need a community. Even the best athletes need a coach. Michael Jordan, LeBron James, all of them had coaches. Had or have. Okay? Doing this by yourself is not working. And I know myself as well. When I started to eat, wanted to start a journey of eating better and healthier, it took me almost 10 years to get to where I am. So you can definitely take that long if you want to, or longer. Or you can just come and part of my community and get some of the free tools that I give. 7-day free trial. After that trial is over with, guess how much it is? $5 a month. $5 whole a month. Do you guys think I'm trying to get rich off of you guys being a part of my community? No, I'm trying to pull you to a space where you can actually get real tools, take a break from social media if you want to, because I have some people in here. We're actually going to start a group fast on April 13th. And I have some people that are going to be fasting from social media as well. But this way, they're still able to get the information that I need them to get. So, come to the Skool. 7-day free trial. You don't like what you see? No worries. You want to stay? $5 a month. And you're going to get 1,000 times more back than that. Okay. So before you start any health journey, you want to know a few certain things. Practice makes progress. No such thing as perfection. Throw that word out the window. Perfectionism will keep you stuck. Perfectionism will keep you stuck. I know a lot of people that don't like to cook, and I'm pointing over there because my kitchen is over there. They don't like to cook because they're afraid of messing up. That's how you learn. When I took my first shot in basketball, you think I made it? No, because I was 4 years old, first of all, trying to shoot on a 10-foot goal. I'm good now, but I wasn't good then. Guess how I got good? I kept going. Okay? I used to be good in art. I used to be really good. Haven't drawn a single thing in at least 30 years, probably 40 years, and I would try to draw the other day just to see where I was, and it was terrible. But I used to be really good when I was like 8 years old. So practice makes progress. No more starting and stopping. I'm going to give you guys some tips that are so small, it's going to be almost hard to fail. Okay? So practice makes progress. Come in like a student, not a know-it-all. Come in like a student, not a know-it-all. I know, I'm going to mention some things that you've heard before. You guys are following other people that are professionals at this, but just come in ready to absorb and learn, okay? Come in ready to absorb and learn. You can't skip or fake the work either. You actually have to do it. If you skip the work, your body's going to know. I've tried that route. It does not work. Thinking of things like instant gratification does not work. It does not last. The microwave. It may cook your food quick, but how good is it for you? If you microwave food every day, how do you think you're going to feel? Your body is going to be like, oh my God, I feel awful. So, instant gratification, leave it out the window. Sorry, I'm trying to help with this light. All right. Affirmations. Affirmations are great, but they don't work in isolation. They don't work well in isolation. You got to pair them with action, regardless if this is messy or imperfect. I'm stumbling tonight. What's going on? Affirmations are great when you pair them with work. Okay? Forget about being uncomfortable. You're going to be uncomfortable because you're doing things that you're not used to doing. So, yeah, you just got to do the work. Okay? So whether it's cooking, whether it's shopping, whether it's chasing compliments, you can't heal what you won't face. You can't heal what you won't face. So you got to show up. Okay? And this ain't about shame. This is about how to get your power back. Okay? When you choose to do the deep work, you reclaim the power to transform from inside out. I've learned to be a student of everything. I've chosen to be a student of everything and everyone, actually, okay? If your pain taught you something, guess what? I want to understand it. If your story holds wisdom, guess what? I'm here to take notes to receive it, okay? Because real transformation is not about trying to get to the finish line the quickest. No, it's about how to return to the truth and actually use things for your benefit. Shortcuts may offer a little bit of temporary relief. However, the real things that are going to stick is through the strategy. It's through self-pace and slowly getting there. Okay? So let me give you guys a gentle reminder. You don't want to, again, skip or fake the work. Skipping steps, that's how you get hurt. Your old patterns will keep running the show if you pause to witness and unpack and transform them. Okay, so take your time with this. Breathe through the discomfort. Move forward with grace, not guilt. This ain't about, again, being perfect. Okay, it's about being present. It's about showing up. Now, my 13-week step-by-step program will actually help you accelerate to where you want to be. If you want to move quickly, 3 months is about as quick as you're going to get there. Any program that's promising you like miracles in a day or in 7 days or with these 3 simple steps, those little clickbait type texts, no, it's going to take at least 3 months. Okay. Now, if you want to go slower and take your time in getting there, you can get there in like a year. Nothing wrong with that at all. It's about what you want to choose to do. But anything less than 3 months, probably not going to happen. Okay. It's not going to stick. All right. Now let me give you 6 ways to keep you on track. 6 ways to keep you on track. All right. Again, forget about perfection. Just show up. Just show up even on the days that you don't feel like it. If you plan on going to the gym tonight or in the AM, you planned on being in there for 30 minutes, but now all of a sudden you only got 10 minutes, just go anyway. Because what you're doing, you're retraining your brain to get used to going somewhere and doing something. Okay? So even if it's messy, even if it's like horrible, and again, uncomfortable, do it anyway. Number 2, keep up with the squad. Join my school. You want to check in with the squad at least 1 time a day. Whether it's you creating a post or whether you commenting on someone else, showing up is showing up for you. Number 3, this is a big one. This is a big one. Please don't miss this. Set a specific time for learning. Okay? Set a specific time for learning. So, if you're wanting to learn from my program, set a specific time. I have videos that you'll have access to, and you want to set a specific time that you're going to click and play those videos. They last anywhere from 10 minutes to 30 minutes. But regardless of how long the video is, you want to set aside an hour. Set aside an hour. Somebody said it's tough for an hour. If you can't set aside an hour for yourself, think about 5 years from now. Where do you think you're going to be? If you can't set aside 1 hour a day for yourself, think about how that's going to fare for you in 5 years. The average person is gaining about anywhere from 10 pounds a month to 20 pounds a year. Multiply that times 5. Where do you think you're going to be? Yeah. So set aside 1 hour for yourself per day. And that's to do my video and then also do some reflecting journaling. Okay. You also want to set 5 times. I've got 5 timers in my phone that go off every day to give gratitude. And I know the word is being kind of thrown around these days. Maybe it is, maybe it's not where you live, but it actually does work. When you give thanks for what you already have and give thanks for what you don't have, because there's a lot of things that other people have that you don't have to worry about. Give thanks for that too. I give thanks for God blocking some men away from me that I thought I wanted to date. One of the biggest crushes that I had in high school, the man is no longer living, and this is no disrespect to him at all, but after high school, he was very popular, and a lot of women wanted to date him. He was very good in sports. And after high school, that was pretty much it. That was like the height of his life, was high school. And, after high school, I heard he got on drugs really bad. And then he's been past at least 5 to 10 years. I can't even remember how long, but he's been gone quite a while because he got hooked on drugs and that was it. Why do you guys think that? Yes, right? I was going to ask, why do you guys think that most people get hooked on drugs? It could be a number of things, and I'm not going to dwell on this tonight, but for his particular situation, it just seemed like he peaked at high school. Then after that, there was no, structure going on because he didn't go to college. Not that you have to, but school, especially at a young age when you're not sure what you want to do, it provides the structure. Matter of fact, it provides you guys structure at the age now. The reason why you're failing from your health goals is because you don't have the structure that you need. My program provides that. So that's why I'm telling you to check in with yourself, give yourself at least 1 hour a day. If you can't do that, you're going to keep being in this same loop every single year. I'm telling you. Okay? All right. Number 4, plug into your progress. Again, your accountability is more than reminders. It's about resonance. So whether it's your friend, a coach, or the squad in school, connection keeps the momentum. So if you don't have a circle, no problem. Come join my school. Even if you're introverted, even if you're independent, even if you are, it doesn't matter. You need an accountability group because, again, healing happens a lot quicker in a group of people that are like-minded like yourself. Number 5, this is also really big. Celebrate the small wins. Celebrate the small wins. A lot of people wait until whatever. Like, what are you waiting for? No, you actually excelled in what you wanted to do. So celebrate that. Stop waiting till you get to the top of the mountain. Because when you get to the top and you didn't appreciate the climb up, guess what? It's not even going to feel all that great. You're going to celebrate for about 5 minutes and then you got to move on with whatever else life has for you. Trust me, I know this all too well. I spent 7.5 years getting my PhD, and kept telling myself, no, I'm not going to enjoy it. I'm not going to go out. I'm not going to hang out. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. I got to wait till I graduate and then I'll have fun again. And then I'll go out and then I'll celebrate. Like, no, that was the worst decision of my life. My family had an amazing party for me and we celebrated for a couple of hours. And then guess what? Everybody went to their normal lives. And I was like, wait, 7.5 years, we partied and celebrated me for a couple of hours? What? Now, when I say that out loud, of course that sounds reasonable because we're gonna keep partying all day, all week. Like, no, you celebrate for a little bit and then you go back to real life. So during those 7.5 years that I was just in the house studying, not doing anything, that's crazy. That is crazy. Now I'm glad it's over with. I don't want to go back, but I know that I won't do that again. There's some goals that I have set for myself in my business. I'm celebrating them right now. I'm celebrating them every single day. Whenever anybody shows up on any of the lives, I'm happy about that. I don't care if it's one person or 1,000 people. I'm excited because I'm here to change lives. So celebrate the small wins. And then the last one is teach what you're learning. It helps make it stick. I taught in higher education for 15 years and I actually enjoyed teaching because it helped me learn even more. Not just from the book that they gave me, but also the questions that my students had. The more questions you guys had, the more I learned. I had to reflect on some things. And I had some great questions from some amazing students. And I'm like, hey, that's a great question. Let's figure out the answer together. And then I was able to learn more. So that's why I love teaching. I really do. I'm blessed now and I'm grateful now that it's my classroom. That's what I'm happy about. Okay. If you got a friend or a cousin, bring them on as well. The more that you create your environment to be healthier, the easier that it's going to be. Okay. Now let's talk about 5 of the biggest roadblocks of why people don't stick with their healthy journeys and how to handle them. I'm sorry. I don't like to just talk about issues. I want to talk about the issues, but then also give you a solution. Okay. Now, this going back to your comment that you said, 5 of the biggest roadblock is time. People say I don't have enough time. Well, listen, you make time for what matters. And if it's too hard for your health to matter, then guess what? Life is going to force you to take some time and slow your butt down. I've been hospitalized 3 times in the last 2 years. You already know. I don't even have to harp on that. I don't even have to say anything else. Okay? So once again, schedule at least 1 hour for this process. On the flip side though, too, guys, don't get caught up on just consuming. We're just consuming so much information. We don't even know what we learned anymore. Stick with just 1, maybe 2 programs. Really just 1. When I ask you to get really deep into my program, I really just want you to stick to just 1. Okay? And again, this is not about me and like, oh, you got to just join my program. It's just too much confusion out there and you end up splitting hairs and you're going in so many different directions, nothing is working. That's the reason why I say that. So whether it's my program or someone else's, just do 1. Okay? Just do 1. Now, let me show you guys something really quick. When people tell me they don't have time, what I want you to do is to get your phone. Well, you're probably on your phone right now, but go to your apps and go to, I think, no, in the settings, I'm not sure. Go to one of the apps Go to one of the social media platforms and you can scroll through and see how much time you spend on that one app per day. And matter of fact, before you go to it, I want you to just put in the chat, wherever you are, how much time do you think you spend on social media? Tell me. 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour? How much time do you think you scroll through on the average platform per day? And then multiply it by however many apps that you're on. If you're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest, whatever. If you scroll through all those per day, how much total time do you think you're on? Okay? All right, so I want you to journal that. This week, social media took X amount of time out of my life. And then I want you to ask yourself, what were you really looking for? There's a reason why we scroll. What were you really looking for? Somebody said they spend 4 hours on, okay. You spend 4 hours on social media. That's why we all got the same amount of time in a day. Okay? From trillionaires to the brokest person, we all got the same 24 hours in a day. All right? So, go ahead and figure out what that is for you. So that is also another tool to help make it stick. All right? Number 2, motivation levels. That's another roadblock for people. We already said motivation, willpower, those are both flaky and they fade. Motivation levels will ghost you the second life gets loud. So that's why we talk about what is your why in the beginning of my program, which is going to be important. And I'll teach you guys how to strategically choose your why. I get clients that have kids and they'll tell me that their why is their kids, right? Which is great. And I do believe them. However, here's something to think about, not as judgment, just as realization. So you say that you're doing this for your kids, but one person may smoke every day, right? Now, if you smoke every day, but you say you care about your kids, those two don't match. So we got to think even further and deeper on what's going to get you off of that addiction, because the two of them can't exist together. Now, I'm not trying to make light of this. I'm not trying to say, well, you say you care about your kids, just quit smoking. I know it's not that easy. That's why I do what I do. Just basically, people are addicted to food and sugar as well, because sugar is more addictive than cocaine. So it's a rewiring process. So I'm not saying that to say it's easy, just stop. How many times have we tried to stop doing things? The body's not going to listen to that. It's going to have to rewire. But what I'm saying is, as you write it down and you say your kids are your why, it's got to go deeper than that, because that's it's too surface. It's not deep enough. And we'll talk about that on how to actually get to the real core why to make it stick, to make it here. Okay? All right, the third one is resistance to change. Resistance to change is another roadblock on why people get stuck. You have to know that you're going to have tough days, because it's this thing called life. It's a thing called life. Tough days are going to happen. So what are you going to do? Keep pushing it off to the next Monday? You're going to, say, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. Or I'll wait till I get back from vacation. That's my favorite one. I'm being sarcastic when I say that. People say, I'm going to start getting healthy when I come back from vacation. Or no, we call it a lifestyle for a reason. This is not some diet. I don't do diets over here. No, I teach you how to actually love these greens. This right here. Yes, I eat these daily. And at one point, I didn't used to. I used to hate anything green because they teach us not to like green. They teach us to like reds and yellows and blues, things that are bright. Green? Ew, that signals too much health. Like, But now I crave that stuff. I crave it. I'm going to teach you guys to do the same. All right? But it's going to be uncomfortable at first. Your first bite of something that you've told yourself that you don't like something, it may not taste great, but you can adapt to anything that you want to. Okay? And number 4, stop this all or nothing thinking. It's either all or nothing. It's either 1.5 hours in the gym or nothing. It's either cook this great meal or just get some pizza. No, you're going to have tough days, and it's better to do something than nothing. Missing one day does not mean that it's over. One slip up doesn't mean you failed. Okay? Once again, we're going back to perfection. Perfection is never the goal. It's just show up. So take a breath, rest, reset, keep on moving. All right, another one, comparison overload. Stop giving a damn what anybody else thinks. Stop comparing your journey to someone else's journey. Stop comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 10. Who cares? Focus on yourself. Stop focusing on who's doing it better or fancier or this and that. The Joneses don't live here, okay? Focus on your own plate to keep your own peace. All right, now I'm going to talk about the self-assessment. Self-assessment, page 9 if you're in my school, page 9. All right, so before you begin, take an honest look at where you are. That right there is the honesty part, is where a lot of people, we're not being honest with ourselves enough. And this ain't, again, it's not about judgment. It's just about clarity, okay? The reason why this is a must is because you need to be clear on what it takes to get what you truly desire. Those things will help you focus. So, on these questions that I have for you, I want you to rate yourself between a 1 and a 10. 1 being the least true, 10 being the most true, okay? So your current mindset, where do you think you are right now? How strong is your belief in your ability to change? How strong is your belief in your ability to change? What's your mindset right now? Rate yourself between a 1 and a 10. All right, question number 2 out of 4. I'm going to ask you 4 questions. Number 2, devotion. How consistent are you in your new habits? How consistent are you in your new habits? 1 being the least true, 10 being the most true. Number 3, relationship with food. How's your relationship with food? Or the real question is, do you eat with awareness? Do you eat with awareness and intention? Let me add that too. Do you eat with awareness and intention? And then the last question I'll ask you guys right here is self-compassion. How kind are you to yourself in moments of struggle? How kind are you to yourself in moments of struggle? Now, if you've rated yourself at anywhere from 8 to 10, you probably shouldn't be in my classroom. I'm just going to be honest with you. Okay? You probably know too much. You're probably an expert in this field, and I probably can't help you. Okay? If you rated yourself 7 and below, awesome. I am proud of you for being honest with yourself. Okay? That means you have some room to grow, and I'd love to help you get to the next level. Okay? So, I want you to keep that somewhere close to you in your journal so you can reflect back on it midway through the program. So 6 weeks from now, I want you to be able to reflect back and say, okay, I was a 5 on this, but now I'm a 6. Any kind of progression is good. Okay? The goal is to go further, not backwards. So let me give you guys an analogy. It's I'm sure you've heard it before, the butterfly in a cocoon. Progress happens in layers. Progress happens in layers. So you guys are a caterpillar right now, entering in your cocoon. When you're that caterpillar entering in your cocoon, there's no applause, there's no praise, there's no shouting, there's no before or after photos, there's no proof of change. And from the outside, everything looks like nothing is really happening. Okay? But inside, everything is shifting. Everything is shifting. Everything is breaking down, it's reforming, it's becoming. So, let me give you another analogy. You ever rode by an area of construction and it just, it looks like they've been, over there just laying down the foundation for months. For months. It's like this at the same level. Like, it's like, what are you doing any work? Are these construction workers just getting paid to do nothing? And then all of a sudden you pass by that same construction site, boom! It's like, dang, when did that happen? That's how progress works when you're trying to level up on your health. You've got to lay down the foundation. And that takes some time because you've been doing the same things for 20, 30, 40, 50 plus years. So you have to lay down a strong foundation. And that starts with the awareness. You have to get your awareness on point so much to where nothing is going to get past you before you build on to the next brick. Okay? So when you join my program, it may seem like things are slow at first because you're not going to feel or see any changes. Then all of a sudden, boom, it's going to be like, what the heck? I don't even recognize myself anymore. Right? Okay. So take your time with yourself because, again, you've been practicing habits that don't serve you for a very long time. So when you start to change, you're going to be uncomfortable. And when you're trying to do this on your own, the reason why it's hard to do on your own because you do something, it's uncomfortable, and your brain says, let's go back to the couch. That was comfortable. But it's really not. It's really not. It seems like it, but it's really not. Okay? The next page I'm going to skip over because it's quite a lot, and I want you guys to really think about these questions. And it's on page 10. And so it starts with the category of how is your relationship with blank. And I give you probably, I think, around 12 different categories, asking you to rate yourself with the different categories. I want you guys to do that on your own. But you'll notice that there's a different column for today, a different column for 6 weeks from today, and then another column for 13 weeks from now. Okay? Because obviously, you got to check in on yourself. You got to see if you're progressing. Inside of my school, I give you guys, we have what is called Skool games. And you can win an opportunity to win a free one-on-one session with me. If you join tonight, I will give you guys a free 30-minute session with me. Okay? So we can actually assess to see what your goals are and to see if I'm the person to be able to help you. I don't accept everybody. Because I know I can't help everybody. I'm not for everybody, and that's okay. So there's some also, in addition to that, there's also some red flags that I've seen from people that wanted to work with me, and I'm like, I don't think you're ready for me. I don't think you're ready for my program. So yeah, so let's see if we are a good fit with each other, for each other. All right. Then on page 12, we talk about locking in your game plan. Locking in your game plan. So making a change starts with clear intentions, right? clear intentions. And that's the thing, that's the key. A lot of people say, I want to be healthy. What does that even mean? We don't have clarity. And this is something that I'm speaking with love as well, because I had to get very clear on what I wanted with my business. I just knew that I wanted to work around health and wellness, and I wanted to help people. That's not clarity. That's somewhat of a direction to go in, but that's not enough to sustain a business and actually be successful. I had to get some clarity with myself and actually define what I wanted to get out of my journey and what I wanted people to take away from me. I had to take some time, and that takes more than a couple of minutes to figure out sometimes. It took me actually probably 2, maybe 3 years to really gain some clarity. And I've tried multiple things. I've tried selling health clothes that was all premium cotton. I've tried holistic healing, which I was pretty successful in helping people reverse some disease from all kinds of stuff that they even say that you can't reverse. I was successful in that, but I learned that it was like, whew, to go through that up and down journey with people as they're healing, because you're going to go through some ups and downs. You got to get some stuff up and out of you to come out so you can heal. That detoxing phase, that cleansing phase is real. But carrying on that emotion, it wasn't for me. Like, I couldn't do it long term without getting frustrated and without getting just mentally and physically exhausted. So I was like, yeah, that's not for me. But I do have people on my team that can still help you in case you guys are in need of reversing something that, they tell you that you can't heal from. It can all be reversed. Okay. All right. So before you commit to anything, this is how you get to your why. Why are you here? Why are you here tonight? Why are you with any other program? Why are you here? And then you want to write down, I made the decision to commit to this journey because you fill in the blank. You also want to ask yourself, this is important to me because, okay? These are real prompts that you have to answer. This is part of making it stick. Why are you here? What made you stop and scroll? What are some things that on why you don't think you have been successful in the past? Okay? When you're thinking of your why, don't think about just you. If you're thinking about just yourself, it's very limited. You have to think bigger. Who else gets blessed when you get healthier? Who else gets blessed when you get healthier? This is not just about self-care, which is fine, but it's about community care. Because the healthier that you are, the healthier I can continue to be. The healthier that I am, the next person can be healthier, right? We're talking about generational health. If your transformation is just about you, again, very limited. Have to think bigger. We want the health spilling over to other people. That's when it's really powerful. You also want to ask, who are you becoming? Who are you becoming? You want to picture yourself during these 13 weeks within my program and just picture on who you want to become. What does she or he look like as I'm progressing day to day? Do I look the same? Do I sound the same? Is my posture still the same? Do I carry myself differently? What does that progress look like? What do you want to change? All right, the next step is, what are your power statements? What are your power statements? Your thoughts shape your reality. Did you know that? Your thoughts shape your reality. So here are a few power statements to remind yourself of daily. I am stronger than my habits. I am stronger than my habits. My body deserves nourishment and care. I am in control of my choices and actions. Again, if you're not in my Skool right now, you have access to everything that I'm talking about. So that way you can write better notes because, maybe too quick for you to write right now, or you may be driving. It's great that you're listening to this while you're doing other things. However, for things to stick, you got to do the work, and you got to be in silence and solitude for yourself in order for this to stick. Okay? You guys are in more control than you think. You're in more control than you think. All right? And then step number 4, the final thing. What are your intentions? What are your intentions? You want to set a clear, specific intention for your transformation. Align your mind, align your heart, and your gut to create a specific vision that feels right at every level, as manifesting new foods and new habits. They should feel energizing, not draining, not dreadful, but can you see yourself actually enjoying a bowl of kale? Can you see that? Can you see that? If not, if you're like, ain't no way, then you need to actually do the visualization more than you know. If you can't just picture yourself being in a healthier space, then I can't help you. I don't think anybody can. If you can't just simply close your eyes and picture yourself being in a healthier space, picture yourself loving green foods, green leafy vegetables, then I can't help you. Okay? If you can't simply do that exercise, I cannot help you. All right? I'm going to release you right now. But if you can, I want you to picture yourself a little bit further down the road. Not perfect, not fixed, just present, okay? More ease in your own body. Picture yourself making better food choices without the back and forth in your head. Because you're not fighting cravings, you're just understanding them. You're not obeying rules, you're just responding to what your body actually needs. The foods that you crave actually tell a big story into what you're really thinking, how your emotions are, right? During multiple breakups that I've had in the past with a intimate partner, the first thing I went to was food. And I went back and forth multiple times until I got to a point where I was fed up. That's why I call my program Fed Up. I was like, I'm tired of this. Why am I responding this way? Why? I know these foods are not healthy. Why do I keep running to them? That's what made me go back to school and get my degree in psychology, because I wanted to understand myself. And then once I started understanding myself, I started talking to other people to help them understand themselves. And I was like, oh, this is a real thing. Okay. We don't just do stuff just because. There are reasons for all of it. And I want to help you discover that. Okay? But you got to face the facts and face truth and be honest with yourself in order for you to get any kind of revelations. You got to figure out how you can trust yourself again. And I know you've been through so many programs, so many ups and downs, so much back and forth, and it's tough. But you're still here. So that means you have some fight left in you. So we're going to figure it out together, okay? I want you to start picturing yourself cooking at home more often. Not out of pressure, but because it feels good. It does. Things that I teach you guys, I was once the person that didn't want to do any of this. Now I love it. I've taught many people, hundreds of women especially, on how to do it. I can teach you as well. Okay? Feel the quiet pride that comes from having more energy, more clarity, and a body that feels supported, not punished. We don't do guilt. We don't do shame. We don't do punishment over here. We don't do white knuckling over here. No, we make tiny little small habits that make it almost impossible to fail. So you can keep doing it, keep reaching those dopamine levels. And so the body feels rewarded and it wants to keep doing it. That's the difference between me and some other program that doesn't work. Even if it's popular and it has commercials and a lot, millions and billions of dollars put behind it, most of those programs are only 3 to 5% successful because they just tell you what to eat. You already know what to eat. You already know that you should be eating more fruits and vegetables. You already know this, but you don't want to because of why? It's some other stuff going on here. That's why we talk about here first before we even talk about, hey, eat this, not that. Well, I don't even get into that. I actually help you tap into your emotions so you actually can make calmer food choices and you actually, the body would just naturally gravitate toward wanting to make those better food choices because you start to feel better about yourself again. That's the magic. But you got to come, you got to show up. Okay? Most importantly, notice the way that you speak to yourself right now because it's going to be different 6 weeks from now, 13 weeks from now. You're going to speak to yourself softer, kinder, more honest. You're no longer going to be at war with your body and with your mind. You're going to learn how to live in partnership with your mind and your body. Okay? Let that version of you feel real. Not someday, but today. Not tomorrow, Monday, but right now. Okay? Because it's possible. And then the very last thing, and we'll wrap up, is the contract. That's the very last page, is the contract. You're making an official commitment to yourself. Whether it sounds silly to you or not, you're going to make a contract with yourself. If you're serious about the journey, you're going to commit to it in writing. When you actually see it, you can visualize it more, things become more clear, and then that's one of the parts to make it stick. Okay? All right. What questions do you guys have? Any questions? Be honest. And this is the time. This is no time for, being quiet and shy. Somebody has to be first. No. All right. Why do you think most people tend to overeat? That's a great question. Why do most people tend to overeat? The main thing right now in research says is because we're searching for something. It's not even about hunger anymore. You keep eating because you're searching for something. You're looking to feel something. And you're eating based on what looks normal, but what's going on up here is a lot more than anything else. So the reason why your couch is more likely facing your television is designed that way on purpose because they tell us to design it that way. Anytime any commercial, home commercial or furniture commercial, it's facing it's designed the exact same way. And they want us to do that because they want us to mindlessly eat, not paying attention to what we're putting in our bodies, not paying attention to allow our brains to send a message, hey, we're full, we've had enough. No, you just keep on eating. And a lot of times you eat too fast and you keep on eating because if it only takes you about 6 minutes to eat, you're like, oh, I can't be full. It's only been 6 minutes. So you keep on eating more and more and more. These are things that I'll help you become more aware of. Okay? All right, guys, I appreciate these questions. I'm so sorry. I'm already over an hour and I've got to get back to some other work so I can bring you guys more information. I appreciate you guys being here. Come and join my school. It's free 7-day free trial. And after that 7-day free trial, it's only $5. The reason why I do that is because I don't want you just sitting in my school and just not doing anything. When people pay, they pay attention. It's really that simple. Even if it's just $5, you're gonna pay attention to your card being charged every month, $5. Hopefully you do, because that's also what I teach is about financial education too around food, because people say eating healthy is expensive. That's not true at all. That's not true at all. If you're new here, you know that I survived living on 8 years of $1,500 a month salary when I was in school. $1,500 a month was my stipend that I got from my scholarship of being in school, and I was able to eat healthy. So yeah, we're gonna talk about that too. So hopefully you care about spending $5 a month, and you're gonna invest in yourself. You're gonna pay attention to the cues and the other journal prompts that I give you. Okay. All right. I will see you guys tomorrow. Well, tomorrow's Monday for membership only Mondays, and so that's for the members inside of my school already. Wednesday, Wellness Wednesday. I'm here live on at 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern. Thursdays is Think Thursdays. I am live at 3 o'clock Central, 4 o'clock Eastern. And then on Sundays, same time as today, 7:30 Central. No, 6:30 Central, 7:30 Eastern. All right. Click the link in my bio. I hope I see you guys again, and I'll see you next time. See ya.